Hello, and welcome to the Pottervision podcast, the podcast where every other week, myself, Lucas Kirkby, and the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Lawrenson, we talk about our lovely lives as well as what's been going on in the wizarding world around 2007 at the moment. This week, we're on episode 167, Treble 20, Treble 19, Bull. And we're on chapter 2 of book 7 in Memoriam. And I've just remembered to ask Tom, how are you? How are you, Tom?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. It is a early Sunday morning. I didn't sleep that well last night. I was up for a few hours in the night, tossing and turning. How did you sleep, old boy?
Oh, not much turning. Yeah, all right. Had to feed the baby every now and again. And yeah, it was all right. I'm feeling fresh as a daisy. I tell you what woke me up, though. A bloody pigeon flew into our bedroom.
Was your window open?
Yes. Every now and then, we decide to let some air through the flat because I don't want to have a mouldy flat like I did back in the UK. So we open the windows.
You drive me bonkers, you do.
What are you on about? What are you on about?
You might
But
as well just
air
go.
in the flats.
You
And
might as
we're
well
in the
just
other
go.
room.
You might as well just
Huh?
go sleep outside.
That'd be nice. And we're in the living room, and I don't even hear a noise. But Martina hears something, and she goes, "A bird has just flown into the bedroom." And I'm like, "How do you know that?" And we go in, and lo and behold, under the bed, there's a flicking pigeon.
A fucking pigeon?
A pigeon. Yeah? Kurr, kurr, if you don't mind me saying. Right? And normally, birds are they're like panic, don't they? So, I tried to push it out with a broom. And instead of flapping about and going out the window, it just walk around. And then it was in the corner, and I moved it out of the corner. And it went behind the curtain, and the curtain comes a bit on the floor. I turn round, and it's sat on the curtain. It's not stood up. It's just sat down on the curtain. And then baby's crying in the other room. So I go, "Oh, I'll feed baby. You see if you can deal with this, Martina." And so I'm feeding baby. And then, and then I hear in the other room, "I've got him." I was like, right, I've got to see this. So I was like, right, baby can wait. I go into the bedroom expecting her to have the pigeon in her hands like this. She's got a curtain wrapped round it. She's carrying a curtain like this.
She
I was
rolled him
like,
up
right.
like she's in the mafia.
And she was like, right, we'll slowly let it out. And I was like, I'm going to video this. So, and again, as it unravels, I'm expecting the pigeon to fly out and escape. We unravel it at the window. It's just sat in the curtain like that. Loving it. And I'm like, right, come on. So I try and stroke it. And then, but as I get near it, I think, oh, if it gets scared, it'll fly away. It just hops off. Then it starts trying to get back in.
This
And then I had to
guy,
get a plant pot and block its way. And then
you
it flew off eventually.
you absolutely love a touch of any animal.
Oh, yeah.
Gives a touch of that.
Oh! There was a pigeon that nearly died in the school I was at, and I picked that up and put it under a bush. As long as you wash your hands afterwards, there's no way of catching a disease.
If it pecks a wound you've got.
And it left us a little turd on the floor.
My dad was telling me about my mum the other week. He was like, "Oh, your mother's off her
Speaking of
head."
shit, my dad was telling me about my mum the other.
No, My mum's at the window and she goes, "Look, there's two pigeons playing outside." And he goes, "What do you mean they're
Playing, yeah.
He goes, "What do you mean they're playing?" She goes, "Look, they're playing." My dad goes to the window and one pigeon had the other pigeon pinned down and it was pecking at his face.
It's harmless fun. Boys will be boys. Oh, I remember going on it was like a drama trip. I must have been about 17, 18, so I was considered one of the older ones responsible. And there were a few other kids. And we were like, oh, look at these ducks. We had a look, we watched these ducks, and then it turned out one of them was being,
All right.
let's say, gangbanged by the rest.
All right.
It was horrible.
This guy.
I'm sorry to mention that, but you got to keep the conversation flowing, haven't you, on this podcast?
Your way of doing that is by going, "Oh, what a horrible incident can I bring up?" Of course, we're nearing 25-year anniversary to a certain tragedy that happened in 2001. Lucas, no.
Oh, we are, aren't we? Hey, that'll be next year. Nice to have something to look forward to.
No. Naughty.
Naughty, naughty, you'll get caughty. What have you been up to anyway?
Me? What have I been up to? I've been getting around the country doing my Silly Billy stand-up comedy show tour.
Yeah, been going well.
Yeah. Been I went back to Chorley.
Yes, very nice. Did they have their usual excellent range of sweets and treats for the performers?
They absolutely did, and it's bigger than ever, Lucas. They've got
Is it?
a designated fridge filled with different cans and bottles and stuff. There was an Orangina in there. I took an Orangina.
Bloody hell. And did you have it there or did you just put it in your bag like you did when we were there?
It doesn't matter. I had I had it on the way home.
Yeah, come on.
But I invited my family into the green room because they'd never seen such things yet.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going to be exciting for them to be backstage. Bring them back here. My sister Sophie immediately opening everything she can, every packet she can open in the fridge, making a cup of tea, scolding herself on the tea, and then
Excuse me, this is for the artiste.
and then there's got them Chorley crisps in there, Lancashire sauce flavoured. Yeah, I go, Sophie, have you tried these? Lancashire sauce. She goes, yeah, they taste like Worcester sauce. I was like, they don't. It's a different thing. She goes, no, they do. They do taste like that. I go, try one.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, it doesn't taste like Worcester sauce. Lying.
What does it taste of? I'm intrigued.
Curry.
Oh,
Lancashire sauce.
Lancashire sauce.
Curry.
The taste of Lancashire. It's bloody good.
They got off their head, though, being back there. My dad, I was like, where's my dad? Where's my dad? And my little sister goes to me, oh, he's trying to bring some people in here as well. The room is not that big.
No.
And there was already my immediate family in there. I go and find him. And they didn't tell me this, but they'd invited like 4 of my neighbours from Blackpool.
Yeah.
And my dad was trying to bring all them into the green room as well. And I was like, oh, I'll put a stop to this. I go down there, my dad, there's a boy that wants to meet you. It would make his day if he met you. There's a boy who wants to meet you. So I'm like, all right, I'll meet the boy. 26-year-old man.
Knocking on your door at the interval. I've got 2 St. John's ambulance to meet you here, Tom. Come on, say hello, have a picture.
They were there to give it this.
Well, I always worry about that, like, because you get these volunteers who are like friends of the theatre or like, I'm sure they've got St. John's ambulance.
Well, I must have
It's
told
probably
you about
signed.
this. I must have
Go on.
told you about this gig because I spoke to you after it. Did I already speak about this on Double Vision?
Yeah, but you didn't speak about your dad bringing in the.
Oh boy.
the boy or your family.
Mm.
But yeah, you must sign up thinking, oh, I'm going to be a friend of the theatre. I'm going to get to see, Shakespeare and Oscar Wilde, and all these things, and then you get roped in to do Pottervision on a Tuesday night, and you think, what the bloody hell is this? Watching someone spit a jelly bean into an audience member's mouth, and then put another one in a gimp mask. You think,
Hey, it's the Pottervision boys. Well, you're a nuisance.
sat there praying for an accident so they can do something.
I was thinking about when we did Liverpool, and because it became a bit of a catchphrase for us for a bit to try and get another round of applause when we did Liverpool.
Yeah.
So first, we didn't ask for a round of applause. We normally just play a video, and everyone just and then you go, please welcome to the stage the Pottervision boys. But on that Sunday one, the venue
Yeah.
went, come on everyone, let's have a big round of applause for the Pottervision boys. And we were like, oh. And then we played a video, and then you went, go on, welcome to stage the Pottervision boys. And everyone applauded again. And then you get on stage and went, hey, how about a nice big round of applause for the start of the show? How many fucking rounds of applause do you want? You've had 3.
Well, let's have another one. You're not having another one. You've played a video and you've had 3 rounds of applause. Come on.
It's funny to like a round of applause, because a round of applause, it's just a sound, isn't it? It's like, I don't know. Making someone laugh, like laughter, is nice to hear because you're like, I did that. But a round of applause.
What's a round of applause? You have to do a round of applause. Like, even at the worst show I've ever seen, I've clapped at the end because you have to. I was there like, thank you very much. It's like, no, this is etiquette. This is like, it's like being like that when someone shakes your hand. You meet someone, you shake their hand, you go, thank you.
You must really
Let's
like
have
me.
another shake.
Did you like that? Did you? No, not particularly.
A video that we'd not even made ourselves. Come on, give it up for the video. Fantastic.
And
This
then
isn't a funny story, more like a funny
from
moment.
Chorley, I went to Newcastle. I spoke to you. You getting all wound up at me for having a bad connection.
Yeah.
And then I went to Edinburgh. And then I went to Glasgow.
That's good. Are you enjoying this list of places, listeners? You enjoying hearing about this list of cities?
I'm trying to prompt my own memory for things that happened.
Oh, right.
Well, I was talking to Christopher MacArthur Boyd, supported me in Edinburgh and Glasgow, and we were talking about how uptight audiences in Brighton can be. They kind of like...
Yeah.
And I was like, I was doing my Harry Potter show there, and I'm on stage dressed as Osama bin Laden. This woman shouts out, going, you're a racist. And I'm like, what's going on there? He goes, why were you dressed up as Osama bin Laden during your Harry Potter? I was like, don't matter. That's that's the show.
That's the show. You can't explain it. You just have to come and watch it. All right? I was saying it's not really a funny story, but a funny moment. We were driving into the city the other day, and there's a woman in front of us at the car park, and she can't work the machine that gives you your ticket before you go through the barrier.
Yeah.
That you have to pay with later. And we can see the screen, and the screen has a flashing button on it, and an emoji of her finger doing that. And she doesn't know what to do. She's pressing all around the screen like this. And then she's getting annoyed that it doesn't work. And then she does something I've never seen anyone do before. She thinks this might work. She goes to the screen and goes, like wiping it up and down. And then she starts doing circles. And then she starts like slapping it like that.
She's getting me horny.
Maybe. Hey, who's this? Who's this?
Did she get in the end?
She did in the end. And you know, all she had to do was press the button that was flashing at her.
That's good.
I was thinking, that's going in my autobiography, that story. I feel like that was a life-changing moment and a funny anecdote to boot.
Hmm. And I did York. I went to York.
It's a gig.
Yeah, that was a good one, but it's one of them places. So things kept going wrong before the gig had
Yeah.
started, and it's one of them
Yeah.
places. You know when the members of staff don't act like they're a representative of the company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I get there and I'm still like, I was going to do my own support, so I brought like a slideshow of things to talk about, and then I was going to have an interval.
Yeah.
Because they were insisting I have an interval. So I got the sound guy, I was like, yeah, so the company are insisting I have an interval. He goes, I've not insisted on that. It's just, don't be mad at me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm saying for me to do this gig, you guys have insisted on. He goes, it's not me though. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're here to do the sound, I know that, but you also work here, right? And you're the only person I've spoken to. And he's like, yeah. And then he sees, let me tell you this. So on my laptop, he sees the word paedophile. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
part of a joke I'm going to do. I'm not just looking up
Yeah.
paedophiles. And he
Yeah.
goes, oh, what's this here? What's paedophile? And I go, oh, it's in relation to this thing I'm doing about Lolita, where I call the guy in Lolita a paedophile. And he goes, I think you'll find that that's incorrect. The man in Lolita is not a paedophile. It's no different to the film Mrs. Robinson. Yeah? And people always say he is, but he's not. And I'm like, I've not read it, right? But I said, let me tell you this. I
Yeah.
went on to Chat GPT and I said, what's Lolita about? And then it
Yeah.
wrote 20 paragraphs, and before I could read them, deleted them all and said, this answer breaches our terms of service. So I said, what's that about?
Yeah.
That's ChatGPT calling you a paedophile, not me. He goes, calling me? I said, yeah, I'm getting confused now. Did you write Lolita? Fancy...
It is funny when people are like, they want to wash their hands of any blame, even when it's obvious that it's not them to blame.
Mm.
It's like going to the supermarket and you go, oh, bloody hell, these are expensive. They go, I don't make the prices. I don't make, I know you don't make the prices. I'm just saying. Nothing to do with me. Company policy.
I think it was because I got my training at my job in Booth Supermarket, and they've got excellent customer service skills there.
Yeah.
And honestly, so whenever I've worked somewhere, I've been like, right, I work here, so you apologise to the person, or you try and find a solution together. You don't just go, hey, don't be mad at me.
Oh, they're awful, aren't they? Well,
And
you
then
work for these people.
we go backstage, and I'm like, okay, just play my playlist while the audience come in, yeah. And backstage,
Yeah.
and I hear some of the wildest reggae I've ever heard, but unfortunately, reggae's not on my playlist. So I'm listening to this reggae, and then the
Yeah.
guy comes into my room and he's like, how are you? You alright? And I'm like, all good, old boy, but I can't help but notice that a reggae playlist is playing and not my alternative rock
Yeah.
playlist. And he goes, this is the playlist you gave me. I said, I think I'd know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not accepting. He wouldn't take blame till the bitter end. And then as I was leaving, he goes, I just don't want you leaving being mad at me. I said, I'm not mad at you. Don't worry. I'm just, in my head, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, like, it's not a problem that you've played the wrong playlist. Do you know what I mean? Like, just change it. It's fine. Like, what do you think's going to happen? Wait till your manager hears about this. Yes, I had a nice time at the show, but the stupid tech put on a reggae playlist
You're
instead of
getting,
my playlist.
you're getting a good hiding, you are. Hoi!
You just bloody wait. Uh, Before we carry on, I need to do a bit of a disclaimer. People who watch this on the YouTube might notice that I've had the same bedding for about 6 months. And I don't want you to think I'm dirty. I want you to know this is the guest bedroom that doesn't get slept in. So the bedding's not been changed. So I don't want people going around thinking that I'm a dirty Doris. Alright, carry on.
And I don't want anyone at home who's got smell-o-vision thinking I haven't wiped my arse. That's a dirty nappy you can spell behind me. Why do I have a dirty nappy? Because I've just taken it off.
Eh, bloody hell. And do you know what? A year ago, I wouldn't have felt confident changing you, but now I would be.
Change me, please.
Change me.
You got to change me like you should. Any other updates for you? Not really. Been a bit of a boring bastard.
You've been a boring bastard on your boring tour. Well, I think because people think, oh, bloody hell, it's exciting, isn't it? Going on tour, doing this, you must have loads of stories. And you think, well, no, you're just doing the same day over and over again, just in different places.
Yeah, you got no time to do anything. I went to
No.
a museum in Glasgow. Potted about
Yeah.
there for a bit.
Anything interesting?
It's a lot of depressing stuff, as you would imagine, and some stuffed animals. Yeah.
That's good. Like prehistoric animals.
Monkey and that.
Monkey. Why is that in a museum? A monkey? A monkey's a modern animal. I want to see like a saber-toothed tiger or what you call it, a mammoth.
They've never existed.
You have mammoths, saber-toothed tiger. Of course they have.
Should we get started?
I think we should. Here is a chapter rundown of In Memoriam. Harry has hurt his hand. Then he steps on a cup of tea. Then he washes his hand. Then he reads one newspaper article about Dumbledore. And then he reads another newspaper article about Dumbledore. And it was In Memoriam.
It's a short one.
Bloody hell. Do you know what? These books are coming to a climax. It's the final book of the series. How's it all going to end? Well, first, we're going to read the newspaper. Oh, that's good.
Because I forgot. Because I kind of go for the films. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot he was at Privet Drive, and the chapter starts off. Harry walked out of his bedroom and stood on a cup of tea. This was obviously one of Dudley's pranks. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Dudley is 18 years old now. Is that the best he can come up with? Cup of tea outside the bedroom.
Well, it makes me think he's not brain dead like they portrayed in the films. You know, like, what about Harry? And not Harry not coming with her? And like everyone goes, oh, he's like that because of the Dementors. Well, it doesn't seem like that in the books. In the books, he's still up to his mischievous old ways. So what is going on?
Is Harry not coming with her? No, Harry's not coming with her. Yeah, bloody hell. Yeah. He seems normal, doesn't he, even after the Dementor attack? I mean, like, Voldemort's busy, yeah? He's planning things, yeah? He's leaving a floater in the middle of Malfoy's living room, that teacher. And what's Harry doing? He's reading the paper. You alright?
He's reading the paper with a wet sock.
Sorry. Because of the tea. I thought you meant he was using like the wet sock to flick the pages. How effective is that? You know people who got that to flick through a book? Do you think that? Do you think that does anything?
Yeah, why have they got such a dry finger?
Yeah, go on, man. Go on, man. If you can't turn a page without licking your finger,
I do.
there's something up with you.
I do that when I'm ordering in, Tesco and KFC on not Tesco, in McDonald's and KFC on the electronic ordering screens.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do that when I'm looking for clothes. I'm like that, going through the rails in Topshop.
I'm like that.
Top man.
I'm like that when I'm checking my monkey for fleas.
Such a funny thing, that, isn't it? You think he's helping them out, but he's just having his dinner. He's like, disgusting.
Charity Burbage is dead.
Yeah. As I said, she was floating in Malfoy's living room. Voldemort left a floater there, and now she's dead. And yeah, it just says in the paper that she's retired or disappeared or something.
Yeah.
But like we said, why is he wasting time with her? Kill Harry Potter. He's cut his hand, Harry, and he doesn't know any healing spells. And it's like, how's he gone through 6 years of Hogwarts education and he's not learned one healing spell? All the shit they learn in Hogwarts, and why, why don't they do a term on magical first aid? Maybe take out turning a porcupine into a pincushion. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe we need heal yourself.
Would be very useful, but would it encourage them to hurt each other more? Knowing you could heal someone,
No,
would you break
I
someone's
don't think so.
chin?
No. That's it. Doctors, they're violent, aren't they? They know they can heal people, and that's what makes them so aggressive. Yeah? Beating the shit out of their mates. What about transfiguration? What do the average PCA think of Professor McGonagall? Because it's not nice, is it, turning animals into inanimate objects? Do you know what I mean?
What? Is that what they do?
In Transfiguration, yeah, they turn like a cat into a cauldron and
A mouse into a teacup.
mouse into a teacup. Yeah, very verto. But it's like,
Yeah, where does your mind
if I
go?
was like Pater or whatever they're called, or the RSPCA, I'd be like, excuse me, what are you doing that for? Moody did the 3 bloody unforgivable curses on a spider, and he could still work there.
That was a horrible spider, though.
Yeah, nasty. Yeah, bet it was racist as well.
I uploaded, that stand-up bit I do about Hello Father.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I put that onto TikTok, and I've just had getting views on it, but at what cost? Because the comments is just filled with people furious at me, saying I'm a liar.
Really?
Harry Potter fans being angry out their head, and a lot of them I delete because they hurt my feelings. Yeah. There's people going, "You don't know what you're talking about. How dare you? How dare you say his name?" I'm not. It's only having a laugh.
David Tennant.
Yeah. They were saying the tongue lick thing is in the books. I don't remember it. Do you remember it?
No, not at all. But also, it's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? Comedy. Doesn't have to be bloody, 100% factual.
Don't know why I brought that up.
Well, I'm glad you did. Anyway, Harry Potter is sorting through his suitcase, right? Because he's not going back to Hogwarts, so he's sorting through his things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He says he hasn't sorted through his suitcase in 7 years, and there are things in it that have been there since year 1. Sounds a bit like the Pottervision suitcase.
Mm-hmm. And, well, the Pottervision suitcase, which is always mistaken for Gary Glitter's suitcase. Dollies, wigs, kiddies things.
Yeah. What is that? Yeah, twice we've been abroad with that, worrying that if some security guard opens it, we're not going to be let in the country.
Can my wee doggy
Would you
walk
mind
in?
if my wee doggy runs over your bag?
Go ahead.
Hmm.
Why?
Well, yeah, why?
So they're reading the obituary, yeah, and one of the first things that stood out for me is whoever's his mate writing the obituary says that him and Dumbledore were outsiders. And I say to that, bullshit. Everyone seems to think they're an outsider. Ron, Hermione, and Harry, the most popular three in Gryffindor, would even consider
Yeah,
themselves outsiders. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Oh, we've only got each other. Yeah, you don't let anyone else in. Let Seamus in on the adventures.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. Well, I think because the way it's written as well, every single character is individual in some way and could be considered an outsider. Luna could be considered one. Yeah, Harry, Ron, Hermione, Draco, Crabbe, Goyle,
Snape.
Snape, Dumbledore, McGonagall,
Everyone thinks they're an
Ben.
outsider.
Yeah,
But are you an outsider?
yeah. People just like to feel special, don't they? Oh, we were outsiders. It's like, well, there was two of you, which makes up about 10% of the year group, and you were friends with each other. I don't think that makes you outsiders, does it?
Were you an outsider at sixth form and high school, Lucas?
No. It was quite nice at our school. There weren't really that many cliques. We just kind of all got on together. There was like the strange group. Where we're like, oh, well, they're just a bit strange. But then, like,
There was the strange group. They what made them strange? They tend to wear kiddie clothes, you know, little dungarees and a daisy on their lapel.
well, I tell you, one of them wore a cape. One of them wore a cape, and the other one would sing the theme tune to Sheila's Wheels.
Necromancer, is it, lad?
Necromancer.
But
I don't know if I ever told you. I haven't told this story on the pod, but I used to do drama exams. You know, like you can do music exams where you play the piano and you get like a grade exam. And I used to do that for drama, and there'd be one that was called the Speaking of Verse and Prose. And I must have been doing like grade two or something. I was about 7 years old. And one of the things is that the examiner could ask you for the definition of any word in your piece that you've learned. So I'd learn a page out of a book. And so the woman who's running its daughter was helping me like one on one.
mm,
And she was an adult and I was seven. And she was like, she reads the page and it was about like dark magic and stuff like that. And she goes, Necromancer? Isn't that somebody who likes to bonk dead bodies? And I was like, I don't know what bonk means, but I think this is to do with magic.
how old were you?
About seven.
Oh yeah.
Like, even if you think that, you shouldn't say that, should you? During like a lesson with a kid.
It was.
Isn't that someone who likes to shag corpses?
I always found it inappropriate that one. Sometimes as a kid, because my parents didn't swear or say anything sexual around children, but that was just their way. They were
Yeah,
outsiders like that. Sometimes you go around other
yeah,
people's houses and everything was just so sexual
yeah,
and stuff. Like, maybe not sexual, but like swearing and stuff. Like,
yeah, like crass. Yeah.
oh, you dickhead. Go wipe your arse before dinner. I'm not letting you handle the potatoes with shitty fingers again. Ugh.
Oh, bloody hell. I love being at me mates.
I had one mate. He didn't have a set of
Necromancer.
stairs.
What do you mean didn't have a set of stairs?
They had an upstairs,
Bungalow.
but they didn't have any stairs.
Well, how did he get up there?
A ladder. Isn't that odd?
Yeah.
But it wasn't as if I'm not saying it wasn't. That wasn't a style choice. Someone had
Yeah.
removed the stairs,
Yeah.
thinking they were going to build some more and never did.
Right.
So the way to get upstairs was a metal ladder that was from the garden.
I'm not even like attached to the wall or anything, just like a
Just leaning on the wall.
freestanding ladder. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the life you've lived.
But not on the side. What's good about you is I think you're like a day walker. You can walk between the popular people, Lucas, and the people with capes.
I just like getting on with anybody. And anyone who is a bit unusual or different, I find very fascinating.
Yeah. You do, especially like you're delighted by it.
Yeah, I am. If I'm sat in a cafe or on a bus and I see like somebody go, I'll be like, this has made my day. This. I'll miss me stop just to watch a bit more of it.
Tell me your story, brother. What brings you here?
Come on, come on. There was a guy in Fulda that used to make funny noises. He'd stand at the bus stop and he'd go, beep boop beep boop, beep boop beep boop 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 boop,
Mm.
and crazy guy, just very odd. And I was on the bus, and sometimes I would play this like Pokemon game where you can catch Pokemon when you're like moving around and stuff. And he sat behind me, and he goes, "Oh, what you doing there?" And like normally, I think most people would be like, "I don't want to talk to you," or nothing, or whatever. I was like, I know this guy is a bit mad, so I'm gonna have a lovely conversation with him. So I was like, "Oh, you catch Pokemon." And then it ruined it for me. They say never meet your heroes because I actually had a bit of a normal conversation with him. And I was like, well, I thought he was nuts. Turns out he's all right.
Hmm. Just make it.
Never meet your heroes. That's what I'm saying. You'll only be disappointed.
just just making noises for the fun of it. Ah, I thought you were actually bonkers. I didn't think you were just being silly.
Yeah.
I don't like silly. I don't like silly on the bus.
Boring.
It's funny in this obituary because
Yeah.
you think an obituary would just be about the life of the deceased, but in a few lines it decides to take up the fact that his brother Abelforth was a brute and would get into fights.
Yeah, there's no need for that, is there?
Abelforth reading that, having turned his life around. I can't escape it.
Also, he's in mourning. He reads an article from his brother's best mate from school about his brother. And he's shitting on him. And you're like, excuse me. I was hoping to read a nice elegy.
You write in my obituary. Tom's sisters did his bloody head in. Peck, peck, peck from day one. They wanted the clothes off his back. Honestly, I'm reading that. Oh, he's right, but why did he have to put it in print?
It's mad, isn't it? It's like having that at the Oscars. In Memoriam, the people who died this year. And instead of like writing like what films they were in, just saying like something shit about the siblings.
Mm. He died as he lived, working always for the greater good, and to his last hour as willing to stretch out a hand to a small boy with a dragon pox as he was on the last day that I met him.
Lovely. Well, because he says they were planning on travelling, him and Dumbledore, before Dumbledore's mum died. But it sounded a bit like they said they were planning on travelling the world, visiting and observing foreign wizards. Right. Sounds a bit colonial, doesn't it?
Stop looking at me, you two.
Oh.
Oh,
Carry on, don't mind us. We'll be taking these spices back with us now. Oh, these look good. Excuse me. Share some of your own culture.
yeah, it's meant to have been a grand tour type excursion, wasn't it? Of like going about the world before they had to get jobs.
Yeah, that sounds good. Like a gap year, yeah. I wouldn't mind reading about that. But never happened.
Dumbledore's Gap Year.
Yeah. Wouldn't you? I'd watch that. Sounds great.
Dumbledore's Gap Year, hosted by Dumbledore and James May. Imagine if, like,
Exclusive to Amazon Prime.
you could
Dumbledore interrailing with one of the Top Gear
you
boys.
can imagine if they just went right. You know, like every now and then, a few years ago, the FBI or CIA went, aliens exist. Here's some, flying saucers and that. It won't surprise me in a few more years if they just went, oh, and by the way, wizards exist. James May's one. Oh,
Yeah. The clues were there, weren't they? The clues were there.
long hair,
Anyone who could put up with Jeremy Clarkson for 20 years must have some kind of magical ability.
weird body, wizard.
Oh yeah, weird body, wizard. Can he do magic? No. But long hair, weird body.
Dumbledore's father, Percival, had been convicted of a savage and well publicised attack upon 3 young muggles.
I don't want to know any more about that. I want that to be all I know. I don't want details on what he did. Right.
Imagine being
Let's just stop it there.
top set, yeah. Top of your class, most promising young wizard there is, and then your dad is at the bottom of the garden throwing bricks at kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Dad.
Dad,
Especially in the wizarding world where everybody knows everybody. Why have you done that? Why have you done that? Oh.
yeah, I really don't think there's many people in this wizarding world. Rita Skeeter's written this book, and I just thought to myself, to what end, man? You've written this book. There's about 200 adult wizards.
Yeah.
Let's hope they all buy a copy.
Yeah. Because what is she making there? Like, if an average paperback book nowadays is like 10 quid, she's going to have 2 grand minus the publishing costs, minus all the time she's put in writing it. Not worth, is it? 2 grand.
She's written 900 pages.
Just work anywhere for a month. Get 2 grand. Why bother?
Harry's getting all wound up, going, lies, lies. No one's going to read it, son. Because, do you think you're the only adult? Well, he's a kid and he knows it's bullshit. He thinks adults are going, oh, must be true. That woman who writes. When I see headlines on the Daily Mail website, I'm not thinking, oh, I bet this is a load of credible stuff.
Well, how do you believe it? Especially like on the Daily Mail where like the headlines are like, whopping bummer found in Sainsbury's. And it's like, well, what? Anything in that article is not going to be believed. And they've got like a stupid pun or something as well.
Yeah.
Dodgy Dickie's surprise wank. And you're like, what is that?
Dodgy
What are you
Dicky.
trying to tell me?
That's a headline, is it? Dodgy Dicky surprise wank. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean? Like the type of things. I'm gonna go on Daily Mail website. Or like the Sun or whatever. The Sun. Funny headlines.
Dodgy Dicky surprise wank. No, don't read that.
Yeah, here you go. Here's one. George Michael nicked for sex act in loo. And the headline is, zip me up before you go. It's like, how do you take that seriously?
What?
Do you know
When
what
is
I
your
mean?
computer set to? The year 2000? When did that article come out?
What about this from the Daily Star? Britain's fattest woman ate fridge and died. 6,000 calories a day from stash next to bed. Do you know what? Like, how are you? You can't take these things seriously, can you?
Yeah. So hopefully Harry's not doing that same. And also, she'd written like 900 pages. Had Rita Skeeter written this book in advance, knowing that he was going to die?
Sorry, one more. One about football. Football Argentinian football player Carlos Tevez, who gets 250 hours community service. And the headline is "Don't cry for me, RG Cleaner."
Hmm.
You're not reading that thinking, God, this is like a textbook, this.
No,
So, what were you asking?
I don't know. Uh, no, they can be quite distracting, those articles, can't they?
Yeah, definitely.
From the actual source.
Yeah. Harry's reading these things and he's realising, he's like, oh my God. I realise I don't know anything about Dumbledore's private life. Yeah, he's your teacher. You should not know anything about your teacher's private life. When we were in school, it was gold dust when we found out what their first name was. Never mind what their bloody private life was. You think, bloody hell. I remember a kid would come into school and they'd be like, guess who shops at Tesco? I'd be like, who? Oh, Mrs.
McLagan.
Williams. Like, you
Yeah, I
shouldn't.
remember. I remember
Yeah.
seeing a teacher in a clothing shop one town over, and I remember thinking, God, she come all this way just to do that. And she ignored me the entire time she's in the shop.
Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, she probably lives there.
Come on, miss, have a look. Look at me, miss. I've come all this way for you, miss.
Well, I remember a kid once got in trouble because they filmed their teacher doing yoga at a leisure centre.
Uh-oh.
Which, looking back now, at the time, you don't think about it. You just think, oh, that's funny. Mrs. So and so from doing yoga. Looking back, you know, Jesus Christ, that's a breach of privacy. Filming some poor woman doing yoga.
Oh, it's Mr. Johnson in the pool, swimming about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson in the pool swimming about. That's the worst, isn't it? I went swimming in Fulham there, and I saw one of the kids from school, and I'm like, we're going to the other side of the pool because this is just like embarrassing. I shouldn't be seen like this.
Right, let's get it over with. Oh, you. Yeah, this is Mr. Kirkby's body. Get a long, hard look, yeah? And go on, go on. Tell all the kids back at school what you saw, right? But that'd be the end of it.
Right,
Was-
Mr. Kirkby, is this about a show? No. Mr. Kirkby, why have you been telling students at the swimming baths to look at your body and tell all the children about it? No, I just
Uh,
wanted to get it out of the way. What do you mean? Get it out of the way.
Mr. Kirkby, none of our pupils were at the swimming bath, were you? Oh.
Must have been somebody else.
Simple miscommunication. I'll go back to my lessons. No, you won't go back to your lessons.
These police for me.
Cuff me.
I come willingly.
I'm not cuffing you. We just need to have a conversation with you. We need you to understand about your behaviour. Arrest me. I
Now,
don't
can't
want
we
to
do
listen.
that down at the station?
Put that cup of Coke down.
Hey, it's a cup of tea, this.
No way. You don't drink tea.
No, it's icy Coke.
Yeah, I knew it.
He knows me so well. And Harry's thinking about Dumbledore, and he's like, the only time that I was sure Dumbledore was lying to me when he lied about what he saw in the mirror. He saw some woolly socks. It's like, you were 11. You're going to hold a grudge against somebody for lying to you when you were 11 years old.
Tell me the
You're
truth,
mad.
Dumbledore. Tell me the truth. Oh, it's not appropriate, Harry. Tell me the truth. Oh, it's I actually see my ex-lover before he died. Oh.
Oh, no, you shouldn't have told me that. Well, I didn't want to. 'Cause you're 11.
Mm.
Yeah, adults lie to kids. You got to accept it. You can't be holding a grudge. Mum and Dad, why did you tell me that there was a tooth fairy when there wasn't? For years, I believed that.
I don't think I ever believed in. I don't think I ever believed in anything because my parents never put much energy into making me believe. I'd have
Well,
to
I
see it
remember,
on
I must have
telly
believed at
and then
some
tell
point.
them.
Yeah, I
I'd be
must have
like,
believed at some point in Father Christmas. But I remember my parents doing all the stuff of like, oh, we're going to put a mince pie out and a glass of milk. And in my head, I was just like, yeah, yeah, you'll be eating them. I'll go along with it. Get me presents.
and maybe we should put a Pet Shop Boys CD out for him as well, eh, Lucas? Yeah, sure.
He's been. He's been. He's been. We don't even have a chimney. Electric fire.
He's been. No, I'd have to be like, if I saw the Tooth Fairy on television, I'd be like, I saw a cartoon. They got a Tooth Fairy, apparently. Like, no, that's a cartoon, son. That's a cartoon. Oh,
Did you not get money for your teeth?
no, I've still got all my baby teeth.
Liar.
My big teeth haven't come through yet.
Mm.
These ones, all 32 of them move round quite a lot.
Yeah, do they? Some people are just different, aren't they? And that's okay. Then it's like, do we have to read these entire articles? When it started this chapter, I thought, oh, we're going to read like an extract, like a paragraph from each article.
Mm.
Oh no, you're going to read the whole thing. It's like, slow morning, is it, Harry? Slow morning, just you reading. That's what we have to put up with.
There's a crossword here as well.
Yeah, there's a bit in the Rita Skeeter preview where she's being interviewed, where she says Aberforth, Dumbledore's brother, had a fondness for fiddling about with goats. So Jesus Christ, his dad's
What?
been slated for murder. Now his brother's been called a goat fucker.
He's still alive. He's in his little pub, drying a glass.
Yeah.
He's in a pub.
It's a jug.
He's in a pub, drying a glass, reading
Yeah.
that. I never once did that.
Yeah. Well, that's behind me now. Yeah, I was experimental in when I was at uni.
I was just a kiddie.
He was with a kiddie, as in a kiddie goat.
Oi.
Hey. Well,
Right.
I think
Oh.
this book that Rita Skeet is writing, it's obviously going to be a load of bullshit, but you'd have to buy it, wouldn't you? Just because of how interesting it'd be.
Well, sometimes an article can give all the best bits. Because I've done that before. Lewis once sent me an article. I think it was in the New Yorker or something. Called it was about the Voyeurs Motel, about this
Right.
man who had secret tunnels above every room in his motel so he could spy on
Yeah.
everyone. And so me and Lewis got quite fascinated with the article, and it said a book is coming out with all the adventures of the man who
Yeah.
was illegally peeping on people. And we were like, brilliant. So we ordered the book, put our money together. We were 24 when we did this. We put our money together.
Yeah, okay.
Book came, and all the best bits were in the article. So the book was just all the little bits of filler crap.
Crap. CARP. Crap.
Mm.
All right then. That's all I've got written down for this chapter 2.
How many? How many? Goat Fiddling Brothers are you giving this out of 5?
I want to be positive, but it was a load of rubbish. I felt this chapter. Load of filler, too much faffing around. Yeah, it's interesting, but come on, we're on the last book now. We need to get cracking. I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 0. I'm gonna give it 0 goat fiddling brothers out of 5.
0. Bloody hell, you harsh you. For me, because this isn't in the film, I feel warm to it. Harry
Yeah,
still in that house makes me think his cousin isn't insane. Getting these glimmers of Dumbledore knowing other people, where you realise an adult you know has a life outside of you, a rich and full life. For me, I'm gonna give it 4 goat fiddling brothers out of 5.
wow.
I've got no quiz.
What do you mean? There's no quiz?
What do you mean there's no quiz?
There's always a quiz.
Didn't have time. Honestly, I was going to do it this morning, and I had the worst night's sleep anyone's ever had in the world.
Yeah. All right. Well, what we're going to do now then? We just have to wait.
No, we just do the next thing.
All right. Now it's time for the nation's second favourite segment, which is by default first. This week, it's Hedwig's Droppings. We're not alluding to owl poo, we're not alluding to ploppings. We mean the messages you send in when we allude to Hedwig's Droppings. What's in a beat this week? Cheep, cheep. Well, this week we've had a lovely 5-star review from... Where's my documents? From Mandy Peach. And Mandy Peach says, I'll blow you a kiss. This is one of those podcasts where you're sad because you know it's definitely going to end. Nothing's forever, is it, Mandy? It's the only podcast I've ever laughed properly at. Keep up the brilliant work, chaps. Well, thank you very much, Mandy. We've had
It's
another...
very nice.
That's very nice, thank you. We've had a message from we've got a brand new baby Dudley, which I don't think anyone's known about. I think we've only had it one before. From a guy called Patrick Warren. And Patrick says, Hi guys. Firstly, just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of the show myself. Only found out about it a few months ago, and I'm nearing the end of the Chamber of Secrets, which is exciting as it means all my long car journeys, as well as walks to work, are filled with the new, at least new to me, episodes of Pottervision. More importantly, I'm writing with a special request. I was introduced to Pottervision by one of my best friends, Alex Bow, who has been an avid follower for a while. So avid, he's even up to date with the podcast, and the weekly release is one of the highlights of his week. He is getting married soon, on June the 29th, to his wonderful bride-to-be, Yuri. They are both junior doctors in the NHS who have been through more than their fair share of struggles in recent years. Alex, like me, is a lifelong obsessed Harry Potter fan, and I was wondering if you'd be open to giving a shout out to Alex, or if you might be able to do a short video wishing him all the best for his wedding. Well, thank you very much for messaging us, Patrick. We've already recorded our message for Alex and Yuri before this episode, but we also want to publicly wish Alex and Yuri all the best on their upcoming marriage and the wedding on June the 29th. And we hope they have many years of wedded bliss. Well, that's just what I think. What about you, Tom? Do you like that?
Yes, I hope they stay together for 100 years.
What more could you want? So yeah, thank you so much, Patrick. Now we've got some new babies to welcome to the show, and the first one is a baby Harry called Jill Nolan. Hello, Jill.
Hello, is that from something?
Yeah, it's I think it's from Good Morning Britain, where there's an old lady called Jill, and Ainsley Harriott surprising her with some new kitchen equipment, or he's going to cook in a house or
Oh yeah.
something. And she sat on the sofa, and suddenly Ainsley Harriott comes in with two pans. Hello, Jill! And she's very scared.
Jill, you are a talented musical baby, and you're doing a little musical performance in a bar. You're playing guitar, goo goo gaga, goo goo gaga, goo goo gaga, gaga gaga. In the audience is a talent agent. He's wearing glasses. He has a bit of a beard. He's wearing a plum shirt. He decides to interrupt the
Shirt.
performance.
Hey, what a show! What a show! One of the best guitarists I've ever seen. I'll tell you what, Jill, you could be the next best thing. And I could make you as big as Jimi Hendrix or, um, um, I don't know, Tenacious D.
What's in it for me?
All the riches you could ever hope for, fame and fortune, and the pick of the boys.
I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams already. I'm a musician. I'm working. I have a family that loves me. Why would I want to jeopardize any of that by changing my life?
Well, well, with fame and power comes a lot of influence. You could steer a lot of people politically.
What the hell are you talking about?
You could be an influencer on social media.
Hmm.
Hey,
Hey,
look, you're a baby, I'm an adult. I know what I'm talking about. You need to get on side with me and sign the dotted line.
hang on. Can I read the contract?
If you'd like to.
So look here. 143, carry the 2, E equals MC squared. You will own the rights to my soul entirely. What's this here about E equals MC squared? What does that mean?
Well, don't actually know. It's something like the force is with the power of mass
Oh,
times by the square of
yeah, that's fine.
velocity.
That's fine. That's fine. But what about this thing that came after it? You will own my soul entirely. What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, that's just, mumbo jumbo in the agency world. That means we'll look after you should times get tough.
I'm going to ask you something once, and you have to tell me the truth.
Okay?
Are you a demon from hell?
How could you tell?
The owning my soul bit of the contract.
Oh, I knew I should have put that in smaller font.
Hmm.
Anyway, you still gonna sign?
No, no,
Oh,
no. No, I thought this would be the kind of thing where you return to hell, or we do a duel, or I answer a
nah.
riddle.
No, I'll just wait to see who the next act is and try the same with them.
All right then. Well, farewell. Before you leave, Jill, you smack him on the back of the head with a glass bottle. Yeah!
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna do that.
Sorry, I thought you were going to turn to dust. I'll go. Welcome, Jill.
Welcome, Jill. Now we've got another baby Harry to welcome, and it's Anna Musto.
Anna bloody Musto. You're surfing in the bloody sea.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, hang 10. Woo! Catch that wave. Look at her go! As you're surfing up a big wave, a little octopus sticks its face out of the wave to say hello.
Hello, look at you go.
What's your name?
My name is Octopus Bill.
You're a fun little fellow.
Yes, you're a very talented surfer. Do you mind teaching me how to surf?
Jump on.
Yahoo! I've always wanted friends.
Fun, fun, fun. Meanwhile, on the shore, your parents are looking over at you now surfing with an octopus octopus. What was it called? Something Bill.
Octopus Bill.
Octopus Bill.
Yeah.
They immediately get concerned. Is that Octopus Bill? The mum says to the father. The father replies,
Oh, I think that is, yeah, renowned, renowned pest, Octopus Bill. We don't want him anywhere near our kid.
right, let's summon her back to shore. Come back.
Come on, love.
Come
Come on,
back.
we're getting ice cream.
Back on the surfboard. Do, 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 do. Hey, what's happening over there? They're waving over to us, Octopus Bill.
No, no, no. They're saying stay. Stay in the sea on the surfboard. With me, Octopus Bill.
If you say so. Meanwhile, back on shore, Mum and Dad are still talking. They don't seem to be coming back whatsoever. If anything, he's taking her further out to sea. I'm concerned.
Oh, don't like that. We're going to have to call the Coast Guard.
Yep, okay, I guess we got to call the Coast Guard. Hello, Coast Guard. Can you be here in a moment to pick us up? Our daughter's been kidnapped by Octopus Bill. Right, brilliant. See you then. Meanwhile, back on the surfboard. What fun! Let's see how... I'm Octopus Bill now. Let's see how far out to sea we can go. The little girl doesn't like that. No, I'm not sure we should do that, she says. Octopus Bill replies.
Well, the best experience is to surf under the water. Would you like to do that with me?
No. Octopus Bill, let go of my arms and legs with your tentacles.
Well, you're coming with me. I tried it above the water. You try it below.
You died below.
Come on,
Yes.
don't be shy.
Don't be. He submerges her below the water, and she has to hold her breath. The mum and dad are back at shore. No, they're on the boat now. He's taking her under. Coast Guard, what do we do?
Well, we gotta dive under and rescue her, of course.
An Australian Coast Guard. What an amazing world we live in. They dive in and see Octopus Bill dragging her down. Gloop, gloop.
Deeper, deeper, deeper below. Come on, we're nearly at the bottom.
The Coast Guard wraps his hands around Octopus Bill's neck.
Oh, why do you do that, Coast Guard?
The
I
Coast
just
Guard.
want to have friends.
The Coast Guard replies.
How can you kidnapping somebody's daughter?
The
Come here, little git.
The dad comments on this.
Bloody hell, me daughter. I'm gonna have to dive in too.
Dad dives in and he sees the Coast Guard struggling and he offers some help.
Right, let me grab 2 of his arms. That's the best I can manage.
What does Octopus Bill exclaims?
Hey, those are my 2 favourite arms. Get off those.
The dad comments on the stickiness of the arms.
Bloody hell, these suckers are like PVA glue.
Octopus Bill takes it as a compliment.
Oh, thank you. Non-solvent, you know.
The Coast Guard confuses the word non-solvent with some kind of admission that he's a nonce, and he makes it into a pun. He goes, "Did you say nonce?" Do something with that.
Did you say non-solvent? Don't ask me what it means. Anyway, let go of that man's daughter.
The mum dives in. I will save the day. My daughter, no more surfing in the sea for you. She takes out a little dagger and she cuts off all the hands and suckers that are holding on to the baby. Take that, Octopus Bill.
No! Oh no!
Everyone gets away. Welcome.
Welcome, Manamusto. Our next Patreon is a baby Ron called Karen Gleason.
Oh, Karen, you are running a hot chocolate stand at the mall. Hot chocolates, hot chocolates. Who wants a hot chocolate? A man comes up with a big order. Hello, you there, sir. Would you like a hot chocolate?
Yeah, I'd like 5 large hot chocolates, 2 with marshmallows, and 3 with hundreds and thousands.
Do you mind if I take payment before? It's just I've heard rumours about a man who looks like you who does big orders then doesn't pay.
Yeah, that's not me. That's not me. And I'll only pay on receipt of the goods.
That's 5 hot chocolates, all right then. If it's not him, I can't really say that it is. Right, so I start making hot chocolates. 5 cups, yeah, hot chocolate, hundreds of thousands. Here they all are, sir. Payment.
You've fallen for it again. Once again,
takes
the
the hot
big
chocolate
order
and
bastard.
She
What?
takes the boiling hot chocolates and throws them in his
Hey!
face. Yeah, yeah.
5 times. Yeah. Why did you do that?
You're a thief, and with every action comes a reaction, and that, sir, was my reaction.
Maybe that's E equals MC squared. Every action gets a reaction.
Yeah, theory of relativity, Einstein. You know Einstein?
Anyway.
And anyway, here's Babe Station. Yeah. So that's all the baby stories we have time for this week.
Yes, welcome Karen Gleason. And that was Hedwig's Droppings. This has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to be in London on October the 18th. And tickets will soon be going on general sale. I think we've still got a few days to get the early bird tickets, which are available to our Patreon listeners. But otherwise, you
have
can
any
come
sold?
and see us. You what, sorry?
Have any sold?
No idea. I have no access to that information. We may have sold out, we may have sold nothing. So come and see us.
Lovely.
Yeah. Otherwise, just join us on the Patreon, patreon.com/Pottervision. There are over 100 bonus episodes of the show. Harry Potter stuff, non-Harry Potter stuff, all sorts. Yeah? There's live shows on there, there's bloody everything. And goodies as well. Key rings, stickers, posters. And apparently Tom just chucks everything in a bag no matter what. No matter what thing you're on. No. Check out the list of what's on there. Next week we'll be on episode 168. Well, next time I mean. Chapter 3 of Book 7, The Dursleys Departing. You have been a UK trotting Tom Lawrenson.
And you have been the one and only Lucas Kirkby.
Goodbye.
Mwah.
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.